To midnight. Well, tonight is a bit sort of a mixed bag, isn't it? A bit sad because we say goodbye to a friend of ours, but still will be around the station, no doubt. Andrew McLaren, good evening.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you, Bruce. Lovely to be a part of it at this time. Usually I'm here just in the last couple of minutes.
Yes, you are.
Well, mixed emotions, I suppose.
It is a bit, yes. I will be continuing on here and other roles, fill-in roles here. After tomorrow morning at 5:30, that's the end of the overnights from 3AW. That's an end of an era which has been, what, 27, with Keith McGowan, mostly,
yes,
of course. 27, 28 years, something like that.
And I suppose before that, it was the Night Owl Girls, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yes, and then Hal Todd was in the mix there.
Hal Todd.
And then you go back to the 80s, and it was actually coming from Sydney, the overnight program with Owen Delaney.
And it was very successful because it could have come from anywhere. I was doing Breakfast with John Blackman and Darren James for that 10 years. And Owen Delaney had that, well, it was a sort of an interview magazine style, which didn't rely naturally on place names and the traffic at Manly, but it was just neutral all over Australia.
Yes.
I didn't hear much of it, but I believe he was like that.
Now, can I ask you, what segments will be retained after you leave?
Oh, Bob Tallow, with his American scenes, certainly will be retained, and that's great news. I believe most of the elements that we currently have will be there, maybe not on the days that they're currently on, and maybe in slightly different time slots, but even so, they will be there. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Bob Taylor for sure, and I'm pretty sure our Rick Milne will be there, and most of them will be there.
Christopher Frager, maybe?
I'm not so sure, but anyway, there will be...
Well, the word is that Christopher Frager is moving to Saturdays, which is a good position with Alan Pearsall for buying and selling of cars.
Well, that's great. I didn't realise that. I'm a bit behind, but I know many of the elements will be kept, which is good too.
Yes.
And
what about that bloke who's always a prophet of doom? What's his name?
Phil Ackman. No, Phil is retiring from the airwaves. And perhaps it's a good thing.
Jim Sherlock movies?
Jim Sherlock, yes, he was confirmed with Clark Forbes. I believe that he will be taking over a certain slot on another time, another day of the week. But with Luke Boner, it will be... A lot of it will be business as usual, and it's just a matter of people getting used to it. Like, people took a while to get used to Andrew McLaren and Mark Petkovic coming onto the airwaves.
But I have to say in defence, once they took you to their bosom, if you like, or to their
no, I like bosom. Say bosom.
All right,
I've said it a few times.
All right.
I like bosom.
No, I don't like saying.
I'm sorry.
Because it takes me right back to my mother's time and me as a baby.
See, Bruce
and
I
wasn't breastfed because she just wanted me as a friend, and that's how.
Do you know something sad? He was breastfed by his dad.
So they did take you to their heart, and they loved you, and that's been evident in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and the calls coming through.
Amazing. It's been wonderful. The sort of outreach, that's not an appropriate word, but the love, it's a bit too strong. Whatever it is, the good wishes.
Now, there are two things you want to take into account. All of us, including Brucifer, we are only caretakers of our time slot. We don't own the time slot.
No, we own it.
I'm
sorry, I bought it today.
No, I just feel like I'm a caretaker.
You'll be fine.
And secondly, Luke, for goodness sake, Sydney's only 500 miles away. It's only an hour away by flight.
How long have you been here?
I've been here 3.5 years.
Yeah, but all up.
Back in the 70s. Yes, when I started, that was 4 years then. So all up, 7.5, 8 years all up. But it too, we've got a big space between where I did a lot of other things.
Yes, of course you did, yes.
That's right, I was there at AW when you first arrived with Blackman.
That's right,
yes.
That's right.
And
you were doing, what were you doing, nights?
Nights, yes.
With Alex.
Yeah. With Alex, that's right. You were doing Saturday nights, weren't you?
Yeah, weekend, Music Man, yes.
That's right, you had a blue Volkswagen.
That's I did, HGP 712. I'd park in the courtyard there. Yeah, we've known each other a long time.
Here we have. That was the first time I met you.
So we certainly haven't seen the last of you. I must say some of your segments and regulars are among the most entertaining shows on 3AW.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you.
After midnight.
Well, I inherited some of them from Keith. Let's not leave Keith out of it. Christopher Frager was there.
Of course. And Rick Milne, of course.
Rick Milne, yes. He set that all up years ago. Keith really was the architect of the whole overnight
So
scenario.
Tonight you're doing the valuations, the collectibles and valuations.
That's right, just for an hour with Rick and Tony. Tony Shields from Shields.
And then people will really want to talk to you and just wish you well, and you and Mark. And
we'll accept large donations,
yes,
Mark and I. And
make them unmarked post office box.
We prefer
Well, you'll reveal that. I think somewhere in St Kilda. Grandma's old address.
And I can't speak for Bruce and Simon, but any time you're passing by at night, you're always welcome on Nightline.
Thank you very much.
If you're in the area,
thank you.
do you feel the same way?
What?
Oh, just like he's doing now, just chewing the fat and taking calls.
Well, not every night, but just walking by.
Oh, no,
He kept coming back from the plaza and nick up here. No, we don't want that. A bit of discipline.
Yes, enough's enough, you know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Good to see you, mate, but, you know, it's time to go.
I mean,
no, I certainly take the spirit of the offer there, but I don't know. I don't think I'll be popping in too often. But who knows? You never know.
All we do is, I wish you good luck. You won't need it because you've got a great deal of talent and a lot of appeal and a lot of love out there and respect.
Here's a question from out of left field that no one would dare ask you. Would you consider going back to teaching?
Oh, God, no. Oh. Lord, no. My teaching diploma, which was never a degree, is so out of date now I wouldn't be allowed back in a school. Well, maybe as a caretaker. That's about all they'd let me in. It was only a 3-year course in those days. Yeah. Nowadays, you've got to do 5 years.
Yes. All
right. I'd have to go back to school myself.
Did you have a nickname? Did the students have a nickname behind your back?
Yes, they called me
they call you?
Your Majesty. Yes, they were very in awe of me.
And that was very in keeping. In fact, well, you were a queen in those days, and also management call you that now. Can you get Her Majesty up here? And that's what they resented.
Well, Her Majesty does, I must emphasise here, apply to a male leader of the Royal House.
Yes.
And I hope the lads at Coburg Tech were referring to me in the male gender.
But I think I know you well enough. You'd have loved the mortarboard, the black cape, the red lining, and perhaps a savage cane and a cut behind the ear roll.
It was a bit. I was a bit that way. Yes, I was a bit Jimmy Edwards and wacko.
Yes.
I had that sort of feel about me. And I used to set up my throne at the front of the classroom.
Oh, you'd been.
Must have been a bit like an episode of Yes What?
Well, it was really. I would have some of the youths from the school carry it from classroom to classroom. And I would sit there in those robes.
No wonder that ended.
Dispensing wisdom.
A pack of whackers. Thank you, Andrew.